Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my friends. Welcome if you're new here, and welcome back if you're returning. Thank you for being here either way. Yesterday, I felt like my brain was melting, like all day. I had a big banner job, and I haven't done very many double-sided banners, and you have to make them so that the top and bottom can fold over and look seamless after being sewn, so that it can slide over a pole. So it has like a what's called a pole pocket on either end. And I fucked mine up by 1/8 of an inch, and it's how many banners? I think it's like 40, 46 banners. No, yeah, 42 banners. And I had made all the art, and then I was like, I better have one of my more senior teammates double check my work, because I haven't done many of these, and I don't want to waste all that material. I don't want to send it to get printed and then find out when it's at sewing that it doesn't work. I'm so glad I did that. That was a good call on my part, but I wish I'd sent the first one and made sure I was doing it right before I'd done all of them, because now I have to do all of them. It won't be as bad as doing them all the first time. Like, I can basically make one of each version and then copy paste pretty quickly, and replace the ones that are currently in my print documents, but still pretty frustrating. And I didn't get to it yesterday either. I decided to get everything else in my queue done first, because that one isn't due until mid-August, and everything else was in my queue was due in a few days. But I had a few other jobs in my queue that I also am not super versed in, so I needed help from my teammates, one of which is still in my queue. I need to get help from a teammate this morning on that one. So yeah, I felt like I was running behind all day yesterday, and I just felt like my brain could not handle it. I had a mild headache almost immediately. My head actually felt like kind of hot and like tight. I'm so glad that the end is in sight now. Knowing that this isn't forever, this isn't for the next 20 years or more until I can retire, is really saving my life right now. Knowing that I have an out. Thank you, Grandpa. Thank you so much. If I didn't have this house, I would not have this opportunity. And I know that most people probably don't have something like this that they can sell and make a break for it into a new life that makes more sense for them. I do think that more and more people are deciding that the way things have been set up don't work for them, but it feels like a slow roll, because humans just don't like change. Like, we're like evolutionarily wired to stay safe, and change feels unsafe because there are so many unknowns. I mean, the safety we have is an illusion, but It's an illusion that our lizard brain likes. But the rest of me doesn't like it. And I don't, well, and then there's a bunch that comes with the illusion that my lizard brain doesn't like. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I really wanted to come home from work yesterday and start looking into getting my license back, but and because everything took forever yesterday, I ended up staying almost 10 hours yesterday. And I was really tired when I got home. And I had been putting my descriptions and stuff off for my videos. I'd been uploading them, but then not doing all the transcript into description and all that stuff. So I had 3 videos I had to do that for last night, and that took me over an hour. And I'm just kind of giving up on thumbnails for the moment. I don't think my videos have done any better since I've started making thumbnails anyway. I think they might even be doing worse, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I did make one thumbnail out of the 3 videos last night. I didn't like any of the options that YouTube gave me as an auto thumbnail. So, but I didn't do a ton of work on it. I just, when I screenshot on my laptop, I use DuckDuckGo as my browser, and it puts a little duck in the corner right here that I have to erase out. I don't want a duck in my thumbnail. The DuckDuckGo duck. And then I usually darken the background a little bit, just cause. Since I'm there, but I'm not putting text in or anything like that. So it's pretty quick. And can I just tell you how much I love Photoshop's select subject tool now? Oh my God, stuff that used to take me forever with like the lasso tool, or then the magnetic lasso tool, which helps a bit, and then the masking tool to clean up my selection. But I often don't have to do anything to fix the subject selection that Photoshop can do now. It's amazing. I appreciate it very much. No, keep getting a really heavy section. I'm trying to figure out how I can take my Singer sewing machine with me in the van. It's the one piece of furniture type thing that, well, I also don't want to give up my steel green desk that is sitting right in front of me right now, that I grew up with. I remember when my parents bought it at a surplus store. The thing weighs like 50 pounds at least, and I carted it think I carted it across. Did I? No. Maybe I didn't take it across the country with me. It must have stayed with my parents that time. But I did take it to California with me. It breaks down flat, which is really nice. The legs, you can unscrew them, and so it doesn't take up a ton of room. I will probably keep it. It's super sturdy, so it's great to use as an art desk. It doesn't wobble. And I can stand on it, like it's sturdy. Not that I need to stand on it often, but when I hung a bunch of the art that's hanging up in front of me that you can't see, I stood on it quite a bit. Yeah, I might try to shimmy it into the van just to keep it like underneath everything else. But the sewing machine, I haven't learned how to use it yet. Really, I mean, I did some exercises. Like a friend of mine who sews a lot suggested that I draw like a square spiral and a spiral and without thread in the machine, attempt to follow them just with the needle going up and down while treadling. And that was a pretty fun exercise, actually. But I feel very attached to that sewing machine. It clued me into the fact that it was nearing time to end my last marriage, because my husband was off for months working, doing his job, and I decided I wanted a Singer treadle machine. And a temporary coworker of mine, she would be temporarily hired on to help us with handwork and stuff if we were really busy. She has numerous sewing machines. She's kind of sewing machine obsessed, and I mentioned to her that I wanted one. She found one for sale for me and picked me up and took me to buy it. And then we loaded it up into her car and brought it back to my place. And when I was buying it, I thought, oh God, my husband's gonna hate this. And I was like, well, I'd rather have a sewing machine than a husband. And I was like, is that true? I was like, felt in my body, and I was like, yeah, that's true. And I was like, wow, I should probably think about ending my marriage. So that sewing machine means a lot to me. It clued me into my true feelings, even if I haven't used it yet. Once I'm not working, I think I will finally have the bandwidth to learn how to use it. So I got to figure out how to bolt it down in my van. It seems like a crazy thing to do, but fuck it. It's my life. I've been trying to do the straight and narrow for up until now, and now I want to do the crazy thing. I want a sewing machine in my van. I think I will give up my mechanized sewing machines, my electrical sewing machines that my mom gave me. I would also like to learn how to use them, but I feel like I can buy those later. Good, well cared for Singers, I think, are harder to come by. So I would prefer to keep my treadle machine, and then if I want a nice newer electrical machine later, I can purchase one. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think I told you that when I signed my contract to sell my house, we have tentatively agreed to put it on the market March 1st of 2027. because apparently that's when the market is best here. So I have to survive for 7 more months. I think it's good because that gives me plenty of time to get, I think I'm going to get rolling suitcases from Costco. At least 1 set, maybe 2 sets, and whatever doesn't fit in them aside from my sewing machine doesn't get to go with me. And then everything else has to come out of my bedroom pretty much to be sold. And it also gives me 7 months to work on getting my driver's license back and figure that stuff out. So, yeah. And my friend told me not to really worry about my yard. Right when we're getting ready to put it on the market, we'll hire a crew and get the whole yard into ship shape. So don't bother now. It'll just be a waste of money. So I still might, my friend that I went to the air show with offered to help me clean up my yard. So I might do a batch with him because it's free. And get it a little more manageable. And then maybe it'll cost less when the crew comes in February or whatever. So yeah, that's what I've got for today. Oh, Natalie, we gotta do our Natalie Goldberg card. I'm pulling one of these. Natalie Goldberg, Writing Down the Bones deck cards every day. You might want to try fiction. This is card number 18, by the way. Think of a character and write about him, her, them. Tell who they are. Be detailed. What do they look like? What do they wear? What's their favorite music? Their age? Where do they live? Who were their parents? Do they read books? Go to school? Is this person a lawyer, car mechanic, waitress, clerk in a clothing store, gardener, librarian, political activist? What religion are they? What do they eat? What sexual orientation are they? What race? Now, to get to know your character better, let that person speak in the first person. Give them a topic and let them do writing practice. At first it might be awkward, and you won't be sure if your character is speaking. Be patient. Start by giving them at least one thing you'd never be interested in. Race car driving, animal husbandry, rifles, tango lessons, and have them begin writing about that. It might help jolt them out of your mindset. Give them another topic, for example, how they learned about sex or how they learned to read, and another until you almost physically feel they are speaking and you are out of the way. I have never been super strong at fiction, although when I was part of that writing group I think I did it for about 8 months. We did some microfiction writing on calls, and I was always amazed by what came out of me. Never characters, though. Usually I would suddenly find myself in imaginary worlds that just bloomed into existence as soon as I started to try to write about them, which was kind of incredible. But I was always the one in them, not another character. I may try that someday. I think that I will probably get a lot more out of this deck when my brain is not hot oatmeal from everything that's going on in my life. I sure hope so, anyway. All right, that's all I got. Thank you so much for being here. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be wealthy, may you feel at ease, and may you love and accept yourself exactly as you are, even if none of those things are true for you right in this moment. All right. Please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.